Hey, hey, financial besties. Hey, besties. How you doing? How you been? We're trying this outside thing again this week. I tell you, I really enjoy the view. It's the view for me. Ah, and I don't mind coming live early in the morning now because it's cooler in the morning. So I actually sit out here in the morning and enjoy the view. So coming live with you all. It's just extra icing on the cake because this is what I'll be doing anyway. Hmm. Love it. Love it so much. Now, the bugs might run me back in. Nature might run me back inside. And the birds are still loud. But we'll see how this goes. How y'all doing? How you doing? How you been? How you doing? How you been? Where are you in the world? Leave a comment to let me know where you are in the world. And y'all know I like to see the money babies. Show me the money babies. I do have an important topic I want to talk about, but I'm in such a chill mood today. I'm not in a rush to do anything. I'm going to turn my camera around at the end of the live stream so y'all can see what I see, the full view. Y'all probably hear some what's that? Hold on. I have the noise suppression on, but sometimes things get really loud. It gets so loud to me I can't hear myself talk. So I'll pause for a minute. Um, when this live stream uploads, I'll edit out all of these pauses. But being live, you get to see the real deal of what it's like living in Southeast Asia, the sounds of Southeast Asia. But I'm looking at mountains on this side. I see nothing but mountains, and I see a Buddha. I see a golden Buddha right ahead of me, and it's all mountains on the left. On the other side is the ocean. On this side is the mountains. I love it. Anyway, happy Friday for most of you. It's Friday in your world. Saturday morning for me. Life is good. Life life is really, really good right now. But the topic I want to talk about today is about the stock market being rigged, the stock market being unfair. The stock market not having a level playing field for most of us. There is a loud rooster. Do y'all hear the rooster cock-a-doodle doing, saying good morning? It's time to get up. I tell you, you don't need an alarm clock when you live where nature is respected. Oh, I know y'all hear that. It tickles me. It tickles me. But anyway, is the stock market rigged? Let's answer that question up front. Sure, it is. Sure, it is. You bet your bottom dollar it is. And the reason why I say it is because institutional investors have way more information than we do as retail investors. Not only do they have more information, they have the information before we do. They move billions that create massive market swings. All right. They have algorithms that are running 24/7. So any information that hits, any information that goes live, any information that hits the media, they know about it way before we do. And our media, the CNN, the CNBCs, our media is way lagging behind. Institutional investors have resources that give them the information instantly. So they have information on repeat 24/7. They have algorithms that can take that information and analyze it and create strategies and decisions around whatever that information implies instantly. All of our information is lagging. And then the information that we have is just a fraction of the information that they have. So, no, the playing field is not level. No, investing is not fair. But here is what most retail investors misunderstand. When they think about the stock market is not fair, the stock market is rigged, oh, these big investors can do this and do that, and they manipulate the market. I've even hear people blaming the president for manipulating the market. And it tickles me. It tickles me because that doesn't impact me at all. And here's what you don't understand. You don't need fairness to build wealth in the stock market. You need leverage. And as professional Black women with a very specific set of skills, with a very specific background and expertise, you have more leverage than you think. That's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to talk about today. Oh, I brought my watermelon juice out today, too. I love watermelon juice. I get a watermelon juice or a watermelon smoothie at least once a day. At least once a day. And by the way, when y'all are in Southeast Asia, but this whole live stream, I'm going to be taking tangents because this is just not about investing in the stock market. I'm so chill and I'm just conversational today. So if this is not what you're looking for, if you're not willing to vibe with me, then you can go ahead and click off and just watch the replay. But there will be lots of tangents in this live. But if you are visiting Southeast Asia, or if you're thinking about living in Southeast Asia, of course, the food is good. There's lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, easily accessible, very affordable. But when you order like fruit juices and fruit-based smoothies, the fruit is already sweet. It's sweet and it's fresh. But they add sugar to everything. I don't know what it is about sugar and heat for them. Everything they eat is hot and everything they drink is sweet. So when you're ordering your fruit juices and your smoothies, you have to tell them no sugar. You have to tell them no sugar. Otherwise, you will sip that mug and you be like, what? All that sugar will give you lockjaw. Ask me how I know. Ooh, ask me how I know. Child, you got to say no sugar. No sugar. I have some other experiences I'll share with you later with the heat. Saying medium heat, that's that's not enough. But I'll save that for another time. I've even from learned mistakes from communicating my allergies. Saying no nuts. I'm allergic to nuts and seafood. Saying no nuts. It sounds like a preference to them. It doesn't sound like it's a life threatening, non optional thing that I should consume. So, fucha, the lessons I'm learning and communicating things I don't like and things I can't have. But we'll do a separate non finance stock market video to talk about those nuances. But it just came to my mind as I sip my watermelon juice, and it's the perfect level of natural sweetener without any added sugar because I've learned my lesson. But anyway, child, let's get into the oh wait, I didn't introduce myself for the newbies. If you are new to my channel, hey girl, hey, I am a stock market investor and a money coach. After spending almost 10 years on welfare as a single mom and raising my daughter on my own, I built my investment portfolio to fund my freedom. And then I retired in my 40s. So I don't ever want to hear anybody say, investing is not for me. Investing is not for poor people. Investing is only for rich people. Investing is only for white people. Child, bye. Absolutely not. I disagree 110%. Investing is absolutely for you. I was poor when I started. The reason why I'm not poor is because I invested. The stock market is one of the easiest paths, one of the paths that has the least resistance if you want to elevate yourself into a different economic bracket. That's my belief. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But now I live abroad on the passive income from my portfolio. Oh, and I'm on a mission to help 100 professional Black women become legacy wealth builders. I've already helped 3 women become millionaires. One of them is now a multi-millionaire. You can't tell me the stock market can't change your life. You can't tell me the stock market can't change your life. So if you subscribe to my channel, I might convince you to build wealth too. But welcome, new friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me say, ooh, between the rooster, the dogs, the cars, it's so loud. I don't know what y'all can hear, but it is so loud. But welcome, new friends. Let me say hello to my OGs. Let me say hello to my OGs. Who is with me? Who's with me this evening? Hey, Miss Tanya Brooks. Hi, Lena Cares. Hey, Lena. I see your question. Child, you asked me the same question in almost every video. Stop overthinking it. Just pick one. Just pick one and we'll work it out on the call. Okay? Don't worry about it, girl. Don't you stressing yourself out too much. Don't worry about it. Just pick one and we'll work it out on the call. Pick one. Do it now. In fact, do it right now because you're overthinking way too much. Go ahead and do it now. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hey, Tanya Brooks. Thank you so much for sharing the money, babies. Where are your custom money, babies? Where are your custom money, babies, child? But I appreciate the standard ones. But I love to see the custom ones for my channel members. Hey, Miss Mia. New viewer, new financial bestie. Welcome, welcome. I am wonderful, sis. I am wonderful. Feeling really, really good. Hey, Miss Greta. I am so upset that YouTube took your name, took your original name, but now I know that's you. Hey, Miss Greta. Thank you so much. my wireless mouse is sticking, so I'm not able to scroll. quickly down the comments. What's going on with my mouse? Mia, what time is it here? It is 8:18 a.m. It is 8 in the morning. The city is waking up. I tell you, those roosters wake me up at like 6 a.m. So that's why I be awake already to go live. I used to have an issue going live at 7, 8 p.m. when I first came here, child. Now it's no problem because I'm already up anyway. I'm already up anyway. Chanel, thank you for being here. Even if you're busy and have to multitask, I appreciate you. Hey, friend. Oh, you in Brooklyn? Miss Greta's in Albany. We got some New Yorkers in the house. Hey, Maya Spikes. Greetings from North Carolina. North Carolina got some snow the other day, didn't it, child? Y'all cold down there? Did that snowstorm shock the whole state? Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you. Oh, thank you for sharing the money, baby, Chanel. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you say you can hear the birds, but not the rooster? That's weird, because the rooster, to me, the rooster seemed louder than the birds. Ciao. That rooster seems louder than the birds. I have a nice quiet evening. Hey, Miss Gail. Have a nice quiet evening at home, and I'm about to listen to Malika. Aw, y'all are so sweet. I see y'all are greeting each other. I love that. I love that. I love my little community. I love it. I love y'all. Hey, Miss Adrian. Another new name I haven't seen before. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Miss Nikki. You're a newbie. I'm so glad you found me too. Hey, hey, luxury bucket list. Oh, we got a lot of new financial friends in the house. Y'all OGs, say hello to the newbies. Make them feel welcome. We're friendly around here. We don't deal with no foolishness though. We don't deal with no foolishness, but we're friendly. But we match energy. You act a fool, we act a fool. But for the most part, we're a friendly bunch. Good evening, Miss I know your name. You're an OG. You've been around a while. I know your real name. I just can't think of it right now. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. Yes. Yes, Chanel girl. They just singing songs of their ancestors. They just doing their own thing. And I love it. Sometimes I sit out here by myself, like when it's really quiet before the cars start zooming by. The sun is rising, but it's not quite up yet. And child, these birds be out here having a field day. They be out here sounding like they having a battle with each other. Which one could be the loudest? Yep. And then around 6, then the rooster step in and say, I'm louder than all y'all. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Hey, Courtney. How you doing, friend? And look at Miss Greta. Thank you, Miss Greta. Miss Greta saying welcome. Welcome to all of our new friends. I appreciate you all. If you join us later, make sure you say hello to everyone in the room. If I miss you, it's because I didn't see it. So, hello to everyone. And if you're watching a replay, hey to you too. But let's get into the topic, shall we? I was in what made this topic come to mind and what made me want to share this with you and bring it to your attention that you have more leverage than you realize is because I was in a coaching session recently, which, by the way, the current cohort of Invest with Ease, we rocking and rolling, baby. We rocking and rolling, and it is amazing. It is amazing the breakthroughs that are happening and seeing the progress that they're making already. And it's only been 4, 5 weeks. Yeah, the coaching session I just had with them, it's week 5. Oh my goodness. Coaching. I love coaching so much. To see my sisters who just 5 weeks ago knew nothing about the stock market, and to see them analyzing data and thinking critically when I challenge them, and they come back to me and they're able to carry a conversation about the stock market. It just warms my heart. I posted a little meme the other day. You know, that kid with the coffee cup looking down, like, that's how I feel when I see my clients analyzing the market, talking about the economy, talking about the Federal Reserve, talking about global carry trades. It just warms my heart so much, and it just makes me so proud. Oh my God, it makes me so proud. And in a future video, I'll tell you all more about our recent session, because the way I coach, I'm not a coach that just gives you information. I am guiding your transformation by teaching you how to think about the stock market. Not just saying, do this, do this, do this, and this, and go forth and be merry. That's not teaching you anything. That's just giving you information, and you're trying to memorize facts. When you learn how to think about the stock market, you are able to analyze anything, no matter what's happening in the stock market. And that's how I teach them. And in only 5 weeks, I am seeing the results of their transformation, because they are able to coach each other. They are able to coach each other, because if you're in my program, I don't give you the answers. I teach you how to think and help you to think through what you're asking me. And then you eventually answer yourself. I love it. And when you learn that way, no matter what situation is in front of you, you're able to use those same critical thinking skills to think through it. When you learn that way, someone else can ask a question, and because you can think through the data points, the facts that you are putting together in context, you're able to answer their question too. Even if you're not 100% correct, you're able to answer the gist of their question. And then as a coach, I'm observing your interactions. And then I just come up the rear and fill in the blanks that you miss, and then clean it up and package it nicely in a summary. But you did the work. And that's what my clients are demonstrating right now. I love it. I love it so much. That is the result of premium coaching. You are not going to get that in a course. And I'm not saying this to flex or to pop my collar. I'm saying this because I have evidence, because I see it. In every cohort, I see it. Not to mention, I've created 3 millionaires because of the way I coach. So premium coaching is a different type of coaching. Premium coaching is a different level of coaching. So no, you're not going to find this for $200. It's not a budget program. But by the end of the program, if you do the work, if you show up, your transformation will be so amazing that you will be able to take what you've learned and apply it to your portfolio and repeat it over and over and over again for the rest of your life. So the benefits that you get from coaching is not a one-time thing. It repeats. It gives you a return. It gives you a reward over and over for the rest of your life. And because of the way I coach you, no matter what the stock market is doing, you will still understand how to pivot and how to come up with a strategy to leverage what's currently happening. I love coaching. I love coaching. This is 20 plus years of experience that I compress and deliver in 12 weeks. But anyway, back to the topic, y'all. I told y'all I was going to be taking a bunch of tangents today. I'm in such a chill mood, but I just love thinking about what comes out of my coaching sessions. And that's how I came up with this topic to share with you publicly. But anyway, we were in a coaching session, and one of my clients, she asked me, Malika, is there a level playing field in the stock market? And I didn't sugarcoat my answer. I told her the truth. No, the playing field is not level. And I just explained the reasons why to you at the top of this video. The market is rigged, yes, but fairness does not have to exist in order to build wealth, because it doesn't exist. There is no such thing as fairness in this wealth game. Absolutely not. Why do you think there's a 1%? Why do you think there's a large majority that's not wealthy? Because there is no fairness in the wealth game. Institutional investors are insiders. And I don't mean insiders like in an illegal sense, like insider trading. That's not what I mean. But they're insiders because they make decisions that impact companies. They make decisions that impact monetary policy before information becomes public. They have the information first. They have a team of analysts. They have algorithms that can execute thousands of trades per second. They have billions of dollars that move the whole market. And when they execute an order, regular retail investors like me and you, we feel it. What's happening in the stock market now? That's a result of decisions that institutional investors are making. That's the reality of the game. It's the reality. You can't deny it, right? And most people who don't understand the stock market, they hear that and they think, well, then what's the point? I can't compete with that. I could never win at this game. But you're thinking about it the wrong way. And my clients are now learning the advantages that they have. Because in that session, in that conversation, the client that asked that question, she now understands the advantage that she has when investing in the stock market that most people don't realize. We were looking at the top companies in the S&P 500. I was explaining what market capitalization meant. And we were looking at the weight of companies in the S&P. And we were talking about how the companies, they have the position in the S&P based on their market cap, right? Because the S&P is market cap weighted. And this client that asked this question, she noticed that NVIDIA was number one. She noticed that NVIDIA had the largest market cap. For those who don't know, NVIDIA is a company that makes AI chips that every tech company needs right now. And she said something that caught my attention. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said, Malika, I'm concerned about this. She said, I'm concerned about NVIDIA's valuation because from what I'm seeing in my industry, companies are buying these AI chips based on future expectations, not current deliverables. And the implementation isn't matching the hype. Before I go any further, I want to be clear. This client has never worked on Wall Street. This client is not a seasoned investor. This client is someone who just 6 weeks ago sent me an email and said, Malika, is this program really for me? When I think about investing in the stock market, my brain feels like static on the TV. But she asked that question and she shared her observation. Mind you, this client doesn't even have a finance degree. Y'all see where I'm going with this? But she knew that companies were buying AI chips based on future expectations because she works in tech. She sees the gap between what vendors promise and what actually gets deployed. That's not something you learn from reading a financial statement. That's not something you learn just because you know how to put money in an ETF. That's front line, on the ground, in real time expertise as a result of her professional career. And I told her that insight that you just shared, that's your leverage. Your technical expertise gives you an advantage that most investors don't have. Because the other ladies in the room that was observing our conversation and heard what she said, they didn't know that. So I wanted to remind her that she's not in my coaching program starting from square one. When it comes to her area of expertise, tech, she's ahead of most of us. And the only reason why I'm probably equal to her is because I had 20 years of experience of compounding knowledge and research. She comes to the table with probably 20 years of professional expertise. That's her leverage. She's aware of a weakness in this AI boom, and she's thinking through it already. Charlie gets better. And by the way, if you're watching this, hey girl, hey, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of my clients because they all come to the table with different strengths. And as a coach, it is my job to identify those strengths, pull them to the forefront, and help you exploit them. Because you don't even know how good you are. But I'm going to make sure you know before you leave my coaching program. But anyway, child, this is what I made sure she understood. And I wanted to bring it to my YouTube family because I think this might help you too. As I said, the stock market is not a level playing field, but you don't build wealth by competing with the big investors. You don't build wealth by trying to do what they do. It's impossible. You will lose. If you're following what someone else is doing just because you think they've made a lot of money in the stock market, you will lose. You build wealth by leveraging what they don't have. And that's your expertise. You build wealth by identifying what your advantage is. and then exploiting your advantages. Stay in your own lane. Stop trying to look at what everybody else is doing. Stop trying to copy what everybody else is doing. What's your magic? What's your advantage? And as investors, we learn what our advantage is and we level up by educating ourselves first on how the stock market works. And then we gain leverage through knowledge. We're analyzing data and we're making informed decisions based on that data. And then we're connecting the dots with the knowledge that we have to make strategic decisions, right? And as professional women, this is not new to you. You ain't new to this. You've been doing this your entire career. You analyze complex information every day. You are able to spot patterns in your workplace every single day. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm lying. If you are a professional Black woman and what I'm saying is not true, tell me I'm lying. I'm open to being corrected. But I bet you none of you will, because you know I'm telling the truth. You know the difference between real value and hype in your industry. You make important decisions in your career constantly. Your skill set, doing all of those things in your career field, translate directly to investing. You work for these corporations. You have inside knowledge on the industry, on the sector. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Most retail investors are out here guessing and gambling. The majority of you investors are out here guessing and gambling. You buy stocks because someone on social media hyped it up. You chase trends you don't understand. And then you panic sell when the market drops because you don't even know why you bought it in the first place. But professional Black women, I need you to think. You have spent years, maybe even decades, building your expertise in your industry. I don't care if it's tech, healthcare, finance, law, education, retail. It doesn't matter. Whatever your field is, the stock market touches that area. You know how companies in your industry operate. The stock market has a sector that's aligned with your industry. You already see what's working and what's not working before it shows up in the financial reports because you're living it every day. Let me tell you something. For those of you who are worried about institutional investors and worried about the stock market not being fair, institutional investors spend hundreds and thousands of dollars hiring analysts to do research and learn what you already know. They spend months and years collecting data to understand what you already see in your everyday reality in real time. That's your leverage. That's your advantage when you're investing. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Because I need you to get this. I need you to understand your magic. Let me see what you're saying in the comments, because I, I need to make sure you get this before I go on. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Mm-hmm. Tanya said, picking it up. Okay. Okay. I appreciate the comments about my glow. This is thanks to my mom and dad, genetics, and a little shea butter. I moisturize with shea butter from head to toe. I even put shea butter in my hair, child. But this is compliments of my mom and my daddy and Mother Nature, the sunshine. The sunshine gives me the glow. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful out here. But I don't see any comments. I've been talking for 30 minutes, giving y'all gems, giving y'all the tea, and I don't see any comments. I appreciate the compliments, but I don't see any comments. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I'm going to pause there for a minute. I'm going to pause there before I say anything else, because I need to make sure y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Let me know. My little smoothie done turned into a juice. It's melted. It was a smoothie. It was a smoothie filled up to the rim, and then it had a little watermelon on the top. It was so cute. It was so cute and so good. Whew. See Miss Greta saying absolutely. Re-edification. I wish I knew what your name was. I know who you are. Tell me what your name is so I can call you by your name. We are focused on what you're putting down. Nikki says very digestible. Okay. Miss Chanel says, not sure I have any expertise. Where you work, Chanel? Where you work? Or what work? Where did you work if you're already retired? If anybody else has that same thought, I'm going to break it down more for you in a minute. But your advice not to invest in something if you do not understand how they make their money is evergreen. Yes, it applies here too, because I can read earnings reports. Yeah, okay. And it absolutely applies here, because what I'm saying is you have an advantage because of your expertise. So no, you should not invest in anything you don't understand. But there are very specific things that you do understand. And when you understand something, you can leverage it. That's your edge. That's your advantage. Your professional expertise, regardless of your field. And I'll give you some examples a little later. Nikki, I see you're a nurse. I'll give you some examples. Working in healthcare. How your expertise is your advantage. So not retired, but working legal. Your professional expertise is an advantage. If I learned anything useful, which no, it would be illegal to use it. No, I'm not suggesting insider trading. I'm not suggesting that at all. I want to be clear about that, just in case that's what anyone is thinking. What I'm saying is your professional skills translate directly to investing because you understand what influences your industry. You understand what moves money in your industry. You understand what people are actually buying, why they're buying it, versus the hype that may be presented in the media. You have real knowledge of how things operate in your industry. I'm not suggesting that you use any non-public information to invest. That's insider trading. That's illegal. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. So I want to be clear about that. Let's see. Nurse learning. Adrian says she's learning. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So y'all picking up what I'm putting down. And hold on. It's getting loud. I think a train is going by. It's going. I know y'all heard that because I couldn't hear it. I couldn't even hear the rooster anymore. Anyway, child, whatever industry you work in, you have specialized knowledge that translates to investing in the stock market. And again, I emphasize, I'm not talking about illegal insider trading, taking non-public information and leveraging it for financial gain. That's illegal. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. I'll break down what I'm saying. The industry you work in, you have specialized knowledge about the entire industry. For example, and I'll try to think of it as many examples to give you some range to consider. If you work in tech, you understand software development cycles. You understand how cloud infrastructure is used. You understand IT product launches. You understand scalability in IT products and services. You can spot which companies are actually innovating and which ones are just riding the hype. That's your advantage. That has nothing to do with illegal insider trading. Your advantage is understanding your industry. I'll give you another example. I saw someone said they work in healthcare. Let me think. You understand which pharmaceutical companies are innovating. Everything that runs our world right now is about technology, is about technological advances. You understand which pharmaceutical companies are innovating versus which ones are just repackaging old drugs and just putting another label on it. You understand which hospitals are struggling with staffing. You understand which medical devices doctors prefer to use. That's intelligence that most investors don't know. That is intel that most investors have to do extensive research for months just to understand. That's your advantage. I don't know what medical devices doctors prefer. I don't know what pharmaceutical companies are innovating. I personally I don't invest in the healthcare sector. But if I did, I would have to do a lot of extensive fundamental analysis and research in order to understand that. You know that solely based on your expertise, what you see every single day. I'll give you another example. If you work in education, you see which textbook publishers and which learning platforms teachers actually prefer. You see which ones cause the most problems, which one fail, which ones create issues in your industry because they're clunky, because they don't give teachers what they actually need in the classroom. You also understand which companies, which technology learning platforms are just good at marketing to the school boards. You can see through the hype. All I know are the ones that are popular, that everyone talk about. I don't know which ones the teachers actually prefer. I don't know which ones the teachers are complaining about. But you do. You even understand demographic shifts and how they affect education spending before it hits the news, before it hits the financial reports. So sis in the comments to talk about she understands how to read financial reports, you're still behind. I need you to pay attention to what I'm saying. I need you to pick up what I'm putting down. I'm talking about leverage. I'm talking about an advantage. If you're just reading financial reports, that's great. That's knowledge and a skill that you need to have, but that's not an advantage. You build wealth by identifying and exploiting your advantage. And as professional women, each one of you have an advantage in your industry simply because you know what's going on in your industry and you know it at a level of detail that the average investor does not. And I'm not talking about information you exploit. I'm talking about the industry as a whole, the trends, what's moving the market or what's going to move the market because of the trend. You see that long before it hits the financial reports. You see that long before regular retail investors like me, like the rest of you in the comments, are even aware of it. You are aware of it long before the media starts talking about it. By the time the media starts talking about a problem, it's already been a problem that's been brewing for months or years. But if you work in that industry, you saw it developing. That's what I mean. That's your advantage. Investors build wealth because they strategically make decisions and put themselves in a position when they see something coming. Investing is about future thinking, not backwards thinking. If you find out something after it's already happened, you miss the opportunity. You miss the wave. You're just riding the bandwagon now. And then when the market turns, because you got in on the tail end, you wonder why you're losing money. You thought, oh, I thought that was a great investment. It was. You just didn't know when it was. I'm picking up what I'm putting down. I'll give a few more examples. If you work in retail, I think I saw somebody said they work in retail. Retail management. I'm talking about professional expertise. But even working as a cashier, you still might have some intel, right? This is not private knowledge again. This is not taking private information and using it illegally. This is having intel on your industry. If you work in retail, specifically retail management, you know which brands people are buying. You know which brands are losing market share. because you do the inventory, you do the orderings, you manage the shelves in your store. You see supply chain issues before they hit the financial reports. That's early warning data. That's your advantage. By the time the news start talking about supply chain issues, you could have already been in position just based on your observation of what's happening in your industry every single day. You see it in real time. You're on the ground. I'm not. I have to wait until data is reported. And then I have to know how to analyze that data. You understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? Whether you work in real estate, hospitality, logistics, I'm thinking about all the sectors in the market, manufacturing, it doesn't matter. You have a front row seat to trends that will eventually show up in stock market prices. That's your advantage. That's your advantage. Whatever your field is, your professional expertise gives you insight into an entire sector of the stock market that other people have to spend months researching and learning from scratch. You already know it because you live it every single day. So no, the stock market is not fair. No, there isn't a level playing field, but you are not a clueless beginner starting from zero either. I need you to understand that. I'm going to say it again. You are not a clueless beginner starting from zero either. You are starting with years, maybe decades of expertise that directly applies to investing. You just need to learn how to connect what you already know to how to invest. And when you combine your knowledge of the stock market, which is the area where you're lacking, with your expertise, you will not be just another investor hoping your 401k is enough. You will be able to make informed decisions and leverage your advantage that other investors don't have, that I don't have. If you work in education, you have knowledge that I don't have. If you work in retail, you have knowledge that I don't have. If you work in healthcare, you have knowledge that I don't have. If you learn how to leverage your advantage, you can build wealth and grow a portfolio that funds your freedom. The stock market will never be fair. If you're waiting for the stock market to be fair, don't invest. The stock market will never be fair. Institutional investors will always have an edge over you. They have more information, they have access to that information faster, and they have way more money. But you have something they don't. And you've been building it for years. The question is, are you using it? Or better question is, do you know how to use it? That's your advantage. Let me check the comments. What questions do you have for me? What questions do you have for me? Thank you, Courtney. Total light bulb moment. You are not a newbie starting from zero. You have expertise that most investors don't have. You know your industry way better than the average investor. And the only reason why I said if you're in tech, you probably know more than me is because I might could give you a little run for your money in tech only because I've done my research. It's my favorite sector and I know it well. But even then, even with all the research that I've done over the years, all of my favorite companies, all the knowledge I have about them, all the edge that I have, you work in that industry. You still have an advantage over me too. I don't know what's going on a day to day. And even if I do know, I had to do the research to figure it out. I had to do an analysis to connect the dots. And even then, I might not be right all the time. I just have a high probability of being correct. You know exactly what's happening because you work with it every day. You're observing it in real time every day. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Ms. Gale, talk about it. If you work in criminal justice, you understand the prison system. Yes, it's a great example. Great example. Tanya said, makes sense. Let's see. Just went to my financial advisor. Looking forward to learning and excelling at this too. I've worked in a variety of career fields, so I will start looking at what I have observed through the years. Good for you, Nikki. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Awesome. 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 So the women that I coach, they don't always have finance degrees. I think one in my cohort right now, she does have a finance degree. But most of the women I coach, they don't have finance degrees. They don't have to become stock market experts, but they learn to leverage what they already know. They learn to leverage the advantage they already have, their professional expertise. I'm gonna have to go inside. I'm gonna have to move this inside. And that's the only downside of being out here on the balcony. There are no plugs. There are no plugs for me to plug in my laptop. So y'all give me a minute. I'm gonna move inside. My laptop is giving me an alert that I need to plug in. So I'm going to move inside now. Oh, I love this view so much. I don't want to go inside, but I need to because my laptop is about to die. So give me a second. One second. We're going inside. It's dark inside. I miss the natural light. I need the natural light. Go to the light, Caroline. Go to the light. Oh no, she told her to stay away from the light, didn't she? Y'all remember that movie? Stay away from the light, Caroline. Stay away from the light. I need the light. I want the light, Caroline. Get my chair. I think my cleaners are coming today too. Oh, this is bad lighting. Oh, y'all can kind of see the view I had when I was out there. Can y'all see the mountains? No, the sun is shining. You can't really see the mountains. Can you see me? Hold on. The way this desk is set up in this room, it should be the other way, facing the light, facing the natural light. So I'm gonna have to use an artificial light. Give myself some artificial lighting. Yeah, try to make it work. Try to make it work. This is why I be outside, child. The lighting in this place is not that great, and the desk is backwards, and I ain't got time to switch it around. But anyway, I hope this is good enough. Y'all can see me. Y'all can see me. Let me close these blinds. Should I close? Ooh, I left the balcony, the door open, everything, child. All kinds of bugs. All kinds of bugs. Might be trying to come in here. Is that? Hold on. Yep. We're gonna have to do it like that. I'm gonna have to block out the natural light. Oh, now that's too bright. That was too much. Anyway, child, getting back to the conversation. What was I saying? Let me see what y'all saying. How about that? Let me see what y'all talking about. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. But what I was saying is that none of my clients have finance degrees. Well, one. I think one of my current clients have finance degrees. They don't need to become stock market experts. You don't need to become a stock market expert. But you can learn to leverage what you already know. Learn to leverage what you already have, which is your professional expertise. And don't go taking advice from social media or even my comments, the people that are in my comments, because they're not stock market experts either. And you go taking their advice and investing based on what they're saying, and you're going to fool around and lose money too. I teach you how to leverage what you know, how to think critically, to analyze the data, and to make independent decisions for yourself. I do not tell my clients what to invest in. I guide you, I coach you on how to understand the stock market, on how to analyze the data so you can make decisions for yourself. You and I, we could have the exact same data, but based on the way we analyze that data, we can draw two completely different conclusions based on the context of everything that we know. So you go listening to someone else and you go piggybacking off what someone else shared on social media or in the comments, and you disregard your expertise and what you know, and you're just following them, jumping on the bandwagon, following them, they could be wrong. They could have just a piece of the information, and the piece of the information that's missing could have changed everything. But because you're trusting what they're saying and you're making financial decisions based on what they're saying, you're going to be wrong with them. Learn how to leverage what you already know. Learn how the stock market works, and learn how to think critically when you're analyzing data. And it's all the pieces of the puzzle you put together to make informed, independent investment decisions. All right? I don't give advice for a reason, because I don't want you following me. Sometimes I'm wrong. I teach you how to make those independent investing decisions based on what you know already. All right? So if you are a professional Black woman, and I'm only talking to professional Black women, if you don't have a professional background, this may not apply to you. But if you are a professional Black woman who's been putting off investing because you feel like you don't know enough, I want you to reconsider the story you've been telling yourself. I want you to reconsider the messages you've been telling yourself, because you know more than you think. You have expertise. You have skills. You have everything you need to build wealth. You just need to learn how to use it in the stock market. That's it. When I'm not coaching or in between coaching sessions, sometimes I have what's called the Wealth Clarity Calls. And on Wealth Clarity Calls, we talk about what you want to accomplish, where you are right now, and we can talk about how to leverage your professional expertise in the stock market to get you there. Because when you understand how to use what you already know, investing becomes way less overwhelming. It becomes way less confusing. And you have less of a reason to believe everything you see in the media. You have way less of a reason to follow everything you see someone talking about on social media, because you are aware of what you already know. And what you know may be counter to what they're saying. And while the whole crowd is going to the right, because of what you know you should be going to the left. And when the stock market direction changes and everybody that went to the right, they're losing money. Meanwhile, you over here on the left, leveraging what you already know. That's your advantage. Learn how to use your advantages. If you want to schedule the clarity call, the link is in the description whenever you're ready to have that conversation. My coaching program is not open for enrollment right now. I am currently in week 5 of 12 of the current cohort. I will be starting another cohort sometime this summer. I'll do one more this year. Y'all know I don't work hard, so I'm not trying to do a whole lot in 1 year, but I will do one more cohort this year. It'll likely be sometime this summer, but until then, in the Wealth Clarity Call, we can have that conversation as well. But If you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button because it tells me that you like this type of content. It tells the YouTube people that you like this type of content and to continue showing you this type of content. And if you are a new viewer of my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, go and subscribe to the channel. Go and subscribe to the channel, sis. Subscribe to the channel, sis. But let me know what questions you have, and then we will wrap up this live stream. Let me know what questions you have. Do you have any questions about anything I shared? Let me know. I'll give you a minute. What questions you have about the stock market, about investing, about your advantage? Let me know. Looking at the comments. Miss Gail said a light bulb. Light bulb just came on. Y'all in the comments talking about reading financial statements. Talking about China. You're focused on the wrong thing. Y'all keep on being little. If you insist on playing small, you keep doing that. You keep on doing that. Y'all not picking up what I'm putting down. You're focused on the wrong thing. But I acknowledge, I understand, I can't save everybody. Even Harriet Tubman, she couldn't save everybody. I'm trying to share something that will elevate you higher. And y'all in the comments talking about basic, regular retail investor stuff. I'm trying to help you understand your advantage and how to leverage it. Stuff like this never ceases to amaze me. I find it hilarious sometimes. But that's why we have millionaires and multimillionaires, in the 1%, in the billionaires, and then everybody else, because you choose to stay small. Because you choose to stay small. But what can I do? I try my best. Anyway, my client that asked the question, that identified the weakness in AI, I have no doubt that she will become one of the 100 legacy wealth builders in my movement. I have no doubt, simply because of the way she thinks through the context of information. I have several more rising stars. I can already see it in them that will also become one of the 100 legacy wealth builders. I had one client, she put together her investing plan. And she said initially her goal was 1 million. Her initial goal when she joined the program was 1 million. But because of what she's learned and how I train you to think, she said 1 million was now her midterm goal. She said her million was now her midterm goal, not the final destination. That's what I call taking your lid off the pot. I love it. When she said that, it just made me so excited. It just made me so excited. I love it. I love to observe the growth in real time. I love to see how you evolve from week 1 when you first started with me all the way to week 12 when we're done. The transformation is just amazing. But I love to see it. We got some more Black women millionaires in the making, and I'm so excited. They do all the work. You have to do the work. I'm just your coach, and I guide you there. But they do all the work, and I commend them for it. Not everyone wants to do the work. Not everyone wants to follow my guidance. They come in with knowledge that they already have, and they insist on continuing to do it the way they already know, and that's fine too. But that's not going to get you to the next level. What you know and what got you to where you are now is not going to get you to where you want to go next. But I love coaching either way. And for those who do follow my guidance, they get the results they want. It makes me so proud. But anyway, y'all, we have been on long enough. Well, it's been like an hour and a half. I think my cleaners are coming at 10. So I got a little bit of time, but yeah, my cleaners are coming at 10. I'm looking at where I wrote it on the refrigerator. But for those of you that are new to me, my name is Malika. I'm a money coach, and I'm on a mission to help 100 Black women become legacy wealth builders. I post videos every single week about stock market investing and wealth building to make work optional. If you have not already subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Hit that like button down there if you enjoyed this video. But whatever you're thinking about the stock market being unfair, it's true. The stock market is rigged and it ain't fair. But you don't need it to be fair because you have an advantage. The only question you need to be asking yourself right now is, am I using my advantage to invest in the stock market? But with that said, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this content. I hope it opened your mind to think about investing a little differently. And most importantly, I hope you now understand that you are the magic. Everything you need to build wealth is within you. Are you using it to your advantage? All right, friend. Until next time. Bye for now.